Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of God Built This Podcast. I'm your host, Maxine, and we're on episode 88. Wet ass pussy. If you know, right? Wop, whoppity, wop, wop, wop. You already know I'm going to talk about this song. And I just want to say, can we just have a shout out to dry ass pussy? To the pussy that's not getting fucked? To the pussy that's like hairy as hell, to the pussy that is just closed. Hence mine, okay? I am on a fast, and this fast doesn't mean that by the end of the 30 days that I'm on it, that I'm just gonna fuck, right? It just means that I don't know the next time I'm gonna fuck. I really don't. But I know that I will be more intentional, and I am gonna just lay off of the casual sex for now. I don't like forever. Forever sounds so daunting, but for now and for period, just period poo. That's just how I'm feeling, and that's just more of the reason why I had to go on this fast. But anyways, wet ass pussy is the theme, and apparently every woman has wet ass pussy. Okay, none of y'all got. Can we talk about this one time I was with this guy and pussy was dry? Oh, this is minute 1, okay? Pussy was dry. Like, my throat was dry at that point, too. Like, my lips were dry, cracking. It was Arizona, okay? So, I get it. Wet ass pussy is more, idolized and attractive. But me, let me say what I have right now. Dry as fuck pussy. Can we do that? Daft. Dry as fuck pussy. That's what I have right now. Closed pussy. Dead, broken pussy. Shout out to Issa Rae. That's it. So wet ass pussy, I get it. What I do love about this movement, because I'm gonna call it that, is more than a song in my perspective. It's a movement. It's a movement to own your sexuality. And I've been saying this for the longest on my podcast, and I've been preaching this on my Instagram at HeyMaMoore and at God Built This Pod. But I talk about this a lot because for so long, women has been, we've been oppressed sexually, physically, spiritually, religiously, like it, all the leads, nigga, all the leads. And I am tired of it, as are many other women are. And I feel like with more records like this by artists who are mainstream, who are popular, who are revered in this industry, it's a powerful movement, and it gives people the permission. Unfortunately, people do look at celebrities and see them as role models or see them as a green light for them to do what they really want to do in their own life, which is kind of sad. Like, just do what you want to do in your life. But since Cardi B says it, or since Nicki Minaj or Megan Thee Stallion says it, go ahead and do it now. Whatever works and floats your boat, but I hope everyone is thinking for themselves. That's my own push in life. But I feel like with this movement, you're going to have people who are for it, of course, and you're going to have people who are not. You're going to have people who are thinking this is not becoming of a woman. This is not becoming of a lady. This is not becoming of a pastor's wife, right? This is not becoming of a female, period. And what I have to say to that is dry ass pussy. That's what it is, because that's such a turnoff for me, because I want us all to allow people, whether man or woman, to own their shit, to be who they desire to be, or to act in a way that best empowers them, as long as it obviously doesn't hurt anybody else. And what I've been noticing a lot on my timeline is that there's this respectability politics going on still. There is still this, a woman shouldn't behave like this. And people are bringing up the conversation of, well, there are not a lot of women or female rappers out there who are speaking from the standpoint of just being like a woman who's not putting their sexuality on a plate. And people are referencing Lauryn Hill. And they're saying, well, Lauryn Hill, she was a respectful woman, right? She, didn't have to show tits and ass. And she had locks in her hair. She had natural hair. And this is the epitome of what a woman should be, or what a woman should look like. Yet these same niggas saying that, Hotep niggas, let's make it clear. And I've talked about Hotep niggas, Hotep nigga 101. That's an episode from previous weeks ago. And I want y'all to check that out. But Hotep niggas are the main ones pushing this rhetoric of what a woman should be and how a woman should behave and act. But y'all not fucking these women. Can we just talk? Hello? Y'all are not fucking these women. Y'all not fucking these Lauryn Hills. I'm sorry, Erykah Badu's. Not in the droves that you are fucking a Cardi B. Okay? I remember hanging out with this guy, Boston Babe. Let me just make it clear, me and him haven't been at all. It's still nothing. He has been trying to kind of feel me out to see if I have a little door open for him, because he'll hit up my DMs talking about laughing emoji. Nigga, keep the laugh to yourself. You don't have to tell me you're laughing at whatever I said on Instagram story. And it's funny because he will laugh at the memes that I will post, and these memes will be not specific to him, but it could completely relate to him. And it's just so happened that he comes across it. Like, you don't come across none of the other pictures that I post or none of the other rants that I post, but you come across this one meme that's about hood niggas. Okay. Like, really? There was this one meme that I posted. I was like, hood niggas always say, I don't know why I like you. You just different. And that's exactly what Boston Bay said to me many times when we were kicking it. I'll be like, oh, why do you like me? Or, why do you, and you know what? I'm done asking that question, because I feel like that comes from a space of insecurity and low self-esteem. And I'm realizing that is very insecure, because why wouldn't you like me? That's really the question. The other question that's showing your insecurity is, why did you choose me? What about me that you chose rather than this other girl? That's a place from insecurity. And I want us to be aware of how that sounds, because at the end of the day, it should really be, of course you chose me, nigga, right? It should really be, why wouldn't you choose me? It should really be, you fucked up because you didn't choose me. That's what it should be. Not, why did you? What about me? Please tell me my worth, because I clearly don't know it. We need to break away from that question. I know it's like a cute question to ask, because at one point you're thinking you just want your man to kind of fill you up with compliments, right? You want him to make you feel good. But then again, it's still coming from a place of doubt, as if your goodness is not really clear to you and you need someone else outside of you to tell you you're good. So let's learn how to reword or just rethink ourselves, because and I've been there. I haven't said that in a little while, so I think I'm getting better with my self-esteem. That's great. But let's just be mindful of that, because I used to say that a lot. I used to ask that a lot. Why do you like me? What made you choose me? What about me that you like? Nigga, what about me that you don't like? Like, what do you mean? Of course you like me. Oh, yeah. Okay, got it. Of course you're calling me right now. Huh? Of course you can't stop thinking about me. Of course you're hitting my DMs. One, because you're crazy, and two, because I'm that bitch. Let's just think about that. Let's just think like that for ourselves. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, so yeah, I will post those memes like hood niggas be like, I don't know, you just different. And I was speaking about that because I feel like at that time I was thinking, oh my God, he says I'm different. Nigga, we're all different, yet we're all the same in so many ways. So shut the fuck up and try again. That's not enough for me, okay? That's not enough, period. So never mind enough for me. That's not enough. That's not an answer. That's, you know how you're not answering a question directly? No. Specifically, what is it that you like about me? You know, and you starting off with a I don't know, hood nigga alert, red flag alert. No. Okay. But that's what he used to always say to me. And I would take that with so much pride, y'all. I would be like, he don't know, but he says I'm just so different. I'm just different. I'm different than these other girls. And it's like, I don't feel like, and that's not a compliment, because at the end of the day, I get what he's trying to say. Like, I'm not, because he's a hood nigga. And I'm not like these hood rats, right? And then I'm recognizing the language in that, because that's fucked up. Like, hood rats are great in their own way too, and I'm great in my own way. And I feel like you don't have to compliment me by shaming other women, you know? So you don't have to call me, oh, you like a Lauryn Hill, you are respectful, you're classy, you know, you're not like these sluts out here like a Cardi B. Like, I don't like that. We shouldn't have to speak like that or compliment each other or be complimented in a backhanded way. Like, you're still speaking down on my fellow sister, right? On my fellow girlfriends. You're talking down to me still. Like, I am a reflection of my girlfriends. I'm a reflection of my sister. I am a reflection of women. And however we reflect to each other about each other, I should still uphold that with integrity and not feel like I'm better than you because I'm not like, he says I'm different. I'm not like these other girls. And it's like, okay, bitch, like, he was still fucking those other girls anyway. He was still fucking those same girls. He's calling you different. He was still fucking those same hood rats, those same bitches on his block. Like, we don't have to do that. And this other guy that I dated, this Jamaican nigga, Houston nigga, I talked about him briefly on my podcast, and I met him in Houston. We dated for a little bit. I remember our first date that we had, he was like, you know, he doesn't like women. No, he says I'm different because I'm more respectful, at least on that date, because he soon found out that I'm not that. Okay. I'm respectful, but I'm not no bitch, right? I'm not gonna submit to you when you're just a plain old idiot. I'm not even gonna submit to you. Let's just call it what it is. But I think there's some submission. Some submission is okay when you're being led by someone who knows what the fuck he's doing or who has a brain, right? Let's start there. Do you have a brain? I'm sorry. Do you know how to speak? Huh? Do you know how to write? Do you know how to count money? Do you know how to save? Do you have a credit? If you don't have any of that, how am I submitting? What? I'm submitting to debt, nigga. I'm submitting to stupidity. Like, you are a dumbass, but I'm submitting to you because you're my man, because you're a man. No. And a lot of these niggas got me fucked up thinking that, oh, just because they're men, women are just supposed to submit. That's not how it goes, and that's not how it should be, period. So anyway, I remember on our first date, he said something to that sort of like, I'm respectful or something, and you know, like, I'm nice. That's what he was saying. So, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. He was saying I'm nice. Like, oh, I'm a nice girl. I'm sweet. And I am all those things. And I'm going to call you out when necessary, right? If I want, right? So I'm all of those things in conjunction of those other traits as well. So that's why I say it's not productive, nor will I accept niggas extending me a compliment by backhanding my fellow women friends. And so he was like, yeah, you're nice. He brought up how he just dealt with many women before, and they're bitches. Like, yo, women are really bitches, or women are mean. They're rude and they don't know how to just like stop talking, or like he was just saying stuff like that. And I'm just sitting there like, what the and he was speaking specifically about Black American women. This is a shot to y'all, and I'm sorry, but this is really what he was coming from. He was coming from the standpoint of Black American women are the rude ones, are the ones who don't know respect, who don't have that Caribbean upbringing. Because, there's a difference. And I get what he's saying, because culturally, there's a difference from Caribbean women to Black American women. And what I've experienced is a lot of Black American girls who were born and raised in America, in the States, they just have a different upbringing than Caribbean women. So like for me growing up, you go into a room and there's adults there, there's your elders there. You greet everyone, okay? Coming from a Haitian background, Haitian household, Haitian church. As soon as you enter a room, you say hello. You greet everyone. I don't care if there's 12 elders in the room. You go to the first, second, third, eighth, 12th, until you get to that 12th elder, you greet and say the same thing. And the greeting is kiss, not no hello, not no wave, not no handshake, not no, hey, how's it going? No. You go to them, to their face, kiss them on the cheek, and you smile. You say, Kijon, yeah, so I'm Haitian. So you speak in your native tongue to them. You show them grace. You show them respect. And that's just in our culture. You have to do that. And if you don't do that, you are categorized as flicon. Okay, you're rude. You're disrespectful. And that's just you. That's the shit you do. Okay. And of course, when you get older, maybe you just created this own persona of yourself and you just like do whatever the fuck you want. And that's okay, fine, do what you want. But growing up, that's what is expected and that is what's required. And so I know that's very similar in other Caribbean backgrounds, but I could speak firsthand in my Haitian background. So there's that. Yet in Black American households, it's not as strict as it is in a Haitian household. So maybe when they come into a room, they don't have to say hi to everyone there. Maybe they only got to say hi to that one person they're looking for, right? I've read different stories of the different tweets of this Black American girl coming into a room, and she didn't say shit to the family there. She just went straight to her baby daddy and didn't reverence, didn't speak or say hello to the mother in the room, the father in the room. It's like just how things are in every household, of course. But it's also about like, this is just more of the culture, right? This is just more of the culture. So in some culture is more specific to respecting your elders, showing reverence to them. As with some other cultures, there's that lag. There's that, very lackadaisical, and it's very chill. I know Black American some, of course, some, not all. Some Black American families, they may let their child sleep outside, right? Not outside, like outside on the porch. I mean, like outside of their home, their friend's house, at their boyfriend's house. If I even think about sleeping outside of my Haitian house, please don't even consider that, so there's the difference there. Going out or staying out late, even being in your adult age, so even being past 18, so whether it's 19, 20, early 20s, you could be college age, Haitian parents, Caribbean parents don't play that. Like, you live under my house, you come in at a certain time, you know? And if you don't, then it's going to be an issue. We're going to possibly threaten you to get the fuck out. But Caribbean parents don't really kick their children outside of their house. That's really the thing. Like, Caribbean parents, Haitian parents, you stay home and it's fine. It's not weird. It's not like you got to get out, you got to be an adult. We don't have that same mindset as Americans do. Black Americans, white Americans, no. The whole notion of once you're 18, you're an adult. We don't have that in the Haitian community. Is no, you're still my child and you live in this house until you get married. So when you are the child of Haitian parents and you decide to leave outside of the house and live on your own before you get married, if you so choose, then it's a little bit of a big deal, but they eventually get over it. Anyway, the point of what I'm saying is the culture is different. And so when Houston Nigga was saying how Black American girls are rude and disrespectful, he also comes from a Jamaican background. So he comes from a cultured Caribbean background. And so his perspective is warped in that sense. But the point is, when men give out compliments to women that they're dating, that they're interested in, that they're fucking, I feel like it doesn't, like, it just know how to talk. Like, that's really where I'm coming from. Some of y'all just don't know how to talk, and y'all think it's funny to clown other women while uplifting yours. That's not an upliftment. Just compliment me just based off of me, not based off of, well, my ex wasn't like this, I'm so happy you're like this. Like, and I get it. We all, you know, people say don't compare. You shouldn't compare your ex to your guy that you're dating now. I get it, but we're all comparing. Let's just be honest. You should compare. You should realize if there's a pattern here in your behavior. If all you are doing is dating niggas who don't give a fuck about you, compare that shit. You know, like, realize I'm dating the same type of men, right? But if we don't compare, then we're just gonna keep on doing the same thing over and over again, not realize we're insane, huh? Anyway, how did we get here? Wet ass pussy. I want to get back to that. So we get into the respectability politics. We get into why women are perceived to be a certain way. And as I was looking into Lauryn Hill, because I love her music, you know, we all do. She is a gem, even though people clown her. Sometimes I clown her too because she be late all the time. I think what she has contributed to the industry, to the culture, is goals. It's unmatched. It's precious. So let's not take that into any foul things. But I do want to go into her song, Lauryn Hill, Doo-Wop, That Thing, okay? So, you know that song, girls, you know you better watch. Okay, I want to just really go into some of the lyrics here because I'm realizing how she is kind of doing the same things as some of these hotep niggas are doing. It is unfortunate, but misogyny is not exclusive to men. Okay, let me say that again. Misogyny is not exclusive to men. You may think, how? What do you mean? Misogyny is men. Like, men uplift misogyny. Yes, and women can also. And so what I mean by that is it could be your auntie, it could be your mother, it could be yourself. And we do it in ways that feel so natural to us. And we don't realize that, oh no, I'm upholding this patriarchal society. I'm upholding these beliefs that stemmed in misogyny. And this song, a couple of the lyrics that I just literally, you start off the song and you hear the shaming of women coming from the song. And it comes from just a place of, you know how religion, right? We are those who grew up in a religious background, whether it's Christianity, Seventh-day Adventist, the rhetoric is pretty similar, okay? Women are virtues. You should be a virtuous woman. You should be a Proverbs woman, right? You should be a pure woman. And the focus is for women to be holy, to be pure, to be sanctified, to be untouched. And when a woman is embracing her sexuality, when a woman is wanting to fuck, period, let's just say that, whether it be because they just want to, or they just like, that's literally it. I think this whole, well, sex is for what is it, reproduction, right? Sex is to have children. No, like, I think that's also a stem of patriarchy. That is also a stem of misogyny, because you're telling me my body that allows me to be pleased sexually is not for that. It is, in fact, just to produce these babies. As for men, they are encouraged and praised to go ahead and soil their royal oats. They're encouraged to go ahead and fuck whoever's available. And, when you get married, really be that upstanding husband. And even when you are married, a lot of husbands who have cheated, who are cheating, I think there is still not enough, I don't want to say punishment, but there's still not enough acknowledgement around that, and not enough finger wagging to that, right? As for women who are wives who happen to cheat, they are the scum of the earth. Husbands can't forgive them. There is nothing there to be forgiven. There's nothing there to be understood. And so I think about how it is so embedded in us to be misogynistic, like, period. Like, we have been conditioned to believe women are supposed to be a specific way, men are supposed to be a specific way. And then let's go down to more identities. Black men are supposed to be a specific way. Black women are supposed to be a specific way. And so when you come out with the song Wet Ass Pussy, and let's be clear, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion are not the first female rappers to come out with songs that are about sexual empowerment, that's about sexual desires. Lil' Kim have paved the way for them. Foxy Brown have paved the way from them. So let's just be clear. This is a trend that has been going on for many, many years. But when you come out with the song Wet Ass Pussy, it goes against the portrayal of how women were taught to be. And now we live in a world where we are more progressive. We are more owning of ourselves in our own thoughts and our own mindsets. So we're able to really just kind of be our full self no matter what. But yet there's a lot of the past conditioning that still remains in us. There's a lot of the residue that's still in us that we have to wash out, that we have to unlearn. So we have to unlearn certain rhetoric that we have held for so long that is about women being a specific way. So now let's get into this song. I'm going to play just a little bit of it. And Lauryn Hill starts off strong. And again, I'm going over doo-wop, that thing. Okay, let's go. Okay, so let's get into the first few lines. It's been 3 weeks since you were looking for your friend, the one you let hit it and never called you again. Okay, look. I have started this podcast for many reasons, but one of the reasons why is to tell y'all about stories of when I've let niggas hit it and they've never called me again. Okay. I have said continuously throughout this podcast how I have let niggas hit it and never been called again. Or I've had let niggas hit it and I've never called them again. So it's been both ways, right? But the point is, there is she's talking off and like, okay, I want you to see your pattern. I want you to see this shit, right? I want you to see that every time you open your legs, you've opened your legs yet again, and he didn't call you back, sis. He didn't call you back, sis. And she could also be speaking in the standpoint of, I want you to want better for yourself, and that's cool and all. I respect that, but there's also this underlying shame of women who may just want to fuck, right? Who may just want to just be hit, right? Who may just want nothing more than just that and don't care if the man called them again, right? She goes on, what she said, like, you wasn't down and you called him again. Plus, when you give it up so easy, you ain't even fooling him. Okay. So what does that mean? You give it up so easy, you ain't even fooling him. I mean, and yes, I feel like what is it? The tea calling the kettle black. Who the fuck made that damn line? Can we go? Is that from the slavery days? Because tea is calling these are inanimate objects. What? Anyway, but y'all get the point. Look, yes, I'm coming from the standpoint of I am not having sex right now. I have intentionally put myself on a fast. I am doing some inner workings and healing to be vulnerable, to be operating from a place that is not fear-based, rather than fear-based. Bravery, honesty, transparency, love, gentleness, all that is great. Yes, that is my growth, right? Yet I can't say that everyone should be like me. Okay, I can only tell you my stories. I can only share with you my experiences, what I've been through, and hopefully it sparks something in you to be your own best self. But I feel like when we discourage women from being sexual and we paint it in a, well, you're a gem, you're precious, you're all these things, I think it gaslights us because it makes us feel like, damn, so when I'm sexual, I should just suppress it. When I'm feeling sexual or when I'm feeling horny, I should just suppress it. And no, that's the answer. I know that's a rhetorical question, but I want to make sure that's clear. No, you shouldn't suppress it. You shouldn't suppress anything. I know suppression happens naturally when we're not ready to feel our feelings and move in them. But it's tricky when we go from, well, you don't want to give it up so easy, right? Don't have sex with him on the first date. Don't make him think that you're all about sex or that you're even horny. That's not your place. Or a man is the one who's supposed, like, it's dangerous. It's dangerous because we are all sexual beings. And let's just say that, period, point blank, whether you're a man or a woman, we are all sexual beings, and we all have emotions. And if we denounce our own humanity, then what are we doing? What does that mean? I feel like there's this discouragement, or there's this saying or stereotype actually, that women shouldn't give it up on the first night, on the first date, because he really wouldn't be interested. He wouldn't marry you. He's going to see you as a joke. He's not going to see you as a wife. And that has been the culture for a little while. I think just now, guys don't really care about that. And that's cool and all, but I don't know how much they really believe that, because for so long it's been embedded in us to think if a woman decides, if a woman gives it up too early, don't take her seriously. And it's like, but what if she just wanted to fuck you too? Like, what? Y'all are both grown. Y'all are both attracted to each other. The date went really well. Like everything just hit off. Why not? That's really what I think about. Like, why not? Now you may think, oh, well, Maxine, but you're on a fast. That's not the point. No. I get what you're saying. But my point is, why not when everything is right? You know, why not? Like, if he has presented himself, and obviously if we're talking in a heteronormative relationship, I don't want to be all whatever, but this applies to anything, but I'm only speaking from a heteronormative situation just in this context. But if we're speaking about, you know, if a man is interested in you and he pursues you and you're interested in him and he meets your list, right? Or he pleases you and he makes you laugh, he makes you feel seen. He's just right? And you're right. And it's a right date and it's a right time. It's like, I don't think you should feel uncomfortable to then have sex with him and it's the next day, and now it's like, oh my gosh, suddenly that fear of, oh my gosh, what if that saying is right? What if he really doesn't want to marry me, right? And it's like, damn, it's the first date. But the point is, there's that fear that's embedded in us that we still have to unlearn, that we still have to unpack, because for so long we've been conditioned to think that that is how women's supposed to be. Women are not supposed to be sexual. Women are not supposed to have these sexual feelings. What? Women are not supposed to say wet ass pussy. I have women friends today who are my age who I don't even think they spoke about having their pussy eaten around me. Like, I don't think I've had a conversation with a few friends of mine who talks about one time or a few times with somebody and girl, he's a nice guy, but I'm really in it for the sex. He eats my pussy. Like, I don't have enough of those conversations. That's my point. And I think we should normalize those conversations. Let's talk about pussy eating. Let's talk about masturbation. Let's talk about our nipples being hard. Let's talk about, and let's call our periods what they are. Periods, menstruation cycles. Let's say that. Let's say I'm ovulating right now. Like, all of these things that are real to our bodies, right? If you're a woman, all of this that is real to us, we should feel comfortable to say it. We should start by, one, saying it to ourselves, right? Looking in the mirror and be like, "Ooh, girl," instead of saying, "Ooh, it's Shark Week." I be watching some people on YouTube, they say, "It's Shark Week," right? And this is obviously alluding to their periods. Or they be like, "Aunt Flo is here, Aunt Flo." And I just think, one, why are you whispering to me? What are we doing? Why are you whispering? Two, who the fuck is Aunt Flo? Like, nobody has an Aunt Flo, and I get it. It's just a thing to say, you know. I don't want to say the real thing. No one wants to talk about the blood that coming out of my pussy. No, nobody wants to say pussy like that. Can we go in and just listen to Cardi real quick? Because when she just starts off saying pussy, I think everything in me just jumped for joy. I love this part in the song. Let's just listen to it for 1 second. Let me start right here. Okay. Oh, that's how we should be saying our pussies. Not Aunt Flo, huh? Not down there. Not the kitty cat. No shade to Beyonce. I love that song too. You know, I ain't sleeping alone. I love that song. But the point is, say pussy more, right? Say this to yourself more. Self, I have a pussy. I don't have a kitty cat. I don't have a down. What is a down there? Down there is a location. Huh? It's a direction. It's not the name of a spot. It's not the name of your genitals. It's is where is down there? What down there are you referring to? Your pussy, your vagina, right? So let's normalize that more. And it starts with normalizing it within ourselves. Then it starts with normalizing it, not starts, but it continues normalizing it with your circle, with your friend group. Talk about it with your friend. Maybe it could inspire your friend to be more comfortable saying pussy. Huh? And maybe you could stop saying pussy with the whisper and you could speak like a grown ass adult. The fuck? I can't stand. Don't say kitty cat to me anymore. Don't say outflow to me. Don't say down there. Don't say, don't even whisper to me. I don't care. I don't want to hear that. You have a pussy like me if you're a woman. Okay? So, respectability politics is a thing. And I want us to debunk this. I want us to stop feeling insecure about ourselves. Stop feeling insecure about our decisions. You decided to fuck him on the first night because it was right. It felt good. Oh, sorry. It felt good. It felt like the right choice at the time, okay? Maybe a week later you realize, damn, he really wasn't shit, right? Maybe. And maybe there's something to be said about what Lauren really meant, like, don't give it up to niggas who really aren't worth it. And I'm in agreement with that, which is why I've been on this fast. I'm in agreement with that because sometimes when we give it up, there is this regret because we realize, oh, he really ain't shit. Oh man, I just gave it up to a hotep nigga again. Fuck. He's talking about astrophysics again. I don't want to be here. I hate it here. So I get that, but what I don't like is the whole you give it up so easy. Because what if you gave it up so quote unquote easy to a good guy and it wasn't and what are you giving up? And see, this is the language around it. Giving up. He took my virginity. This is all a social construct. This really isn't real, y'all. I know I'm sounding crazy at this point. Let me calm down. But it really isn't real. Like this whole virginity, and I get it. Virginity is just for those who haven't had sex, and took away your virginity is for those who just now had sex, right? Who did it for the first time. I get that, but I think there is still this identity wrapped into your virginity, wrapped into your sexuality. And we are more than that. We are more than our vagina or pussy. We are more than that. And we should be able to be our whole self. We should be able to be our full self despite what society has conditioned us to be. Okay, so I encourage you all to say pussy. Let's start there. Say with me, pussy, and say without a whisper, pussy. Okay, and men, I encourage you all to stop complimenting the lady of your interest by putting down other women, whether they're your ex or not. Like, I feel like, there's this grace we give people when they talk about their ex poorly because, they've been in a hurtful relationship that, that shit was toxic and they probably just need a vent and you are there for them. I get that. But I also think there's an extension to it that should be stopped. You shouldn't still be talking about your ex and how she wasn't respectful, how she didn't submit to your dumb ass. She didn't submit to you because you don't know how to count. You don't know money. Huh? You don't know how to cook. But you want a girl to submit to you. Nigga, we're eating at Hooters again this week. I'm tired of eating this burger. Submission. To what? To what? What is it that I'm submitting to? A dumb ass life? Huh? Anyway, I'm thinking about that date. That was a crazy ass day. And here's the thing. I still gave it up to him, right? And that's where I could agree with some of the things that Lauren is saying, because it's like, yes, our thing, right? Our pussy is precious. And they be tying out, like, this be tying out niggas or attracting the wrong ones. I don't know if they stay tied down. Let me stop. But you know what I mean? Like, our bodies are for sale. Let's say that. I know that's horrible to say, but like, people pay good money. People have lifestyles built just off of, and so when we are not allowing women to access their full self, it discourages that, right? And also, if we're looking for a relationship, if we're looking for a commitment, right? We should be just a little bit more mindful, right? Maybe if you want to give it up the first night, do what you want. Do what you want. Do what you want. But I also think that we should not shame women who do that. And we should come from a standpoint of, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not wifey material. Like, I don't even know what that means anymore. What is wifey material? Because people stay talking about, well, you know, I want a freak in the sheet and a lady in the street. And it's like, I'm both, though. Like, I could be a freak in the street. Like, public sex is a thing. People have that. It's not anything new. It's not something that should be put down. It is normal. That's actually a goal. Okay. If I'm dating someone and we just happen to be feeling it, hey girl, hey nigga, let's go into this fitting room real quick. Let's go to this airport bathroom, not the airport, but the airplane bathroom real quick. Let's go. Let's be a part of the Mile High Club. So the point is, be a freak however you want. And when you realize, if you are giving up, what other way I should say, I don't know. But if you are realizing that, man, I've been opening my legs to these niggas and haven't been receiving anything in return, anything substantial in return, whether that's commitment, whether that's honesty, whether that's respect, love, kindness, like literally the basic human needs. Like, yes, we need water, shelter, all these things, right? But also we need love. We need kindness. We need comfort. We need compassion. And if we're realizing all the guys that we fucked haven't given us not one of those things, then let me go ahead and play that doo-wop again, because Lauryn Hill has a point for you. And in the same breath, if you are just wanting to fuck, like, I don't see a problem in that, right? I don't see a problem in that. So being in this whole celibate space I'm in, it's really just for me. It's not for me to necessarily, I'm gonna get a husband out of this by the end of the 30 days. That's not my goal. My goal is to just be more fulfilled in myself. It is to be more confident in myself, to be healed from past trauma. Reference the last episode, is to be vulnerable and to be brave in that and to be full in that. And to not operate from a state of fear anymore. A lot of fear, we do a lot of things that is fear-based. Ghosting is fear-based. And you may think, why? You just leave a nigga. You don't have to explain yourself. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes these niggas don't need an explanation. Sometimes you just gotta go. Just go, block, delete. This never happened. But there is still this, I don't understand, when I put my phone on D&D, I still get a notification. What is that, iPhone? How am I still getting a notification when my phone was on D&D? So annoying. Anyway, so we come from just this Yeah, so we come from a place of fear. Fear has been a common place that we operate from, period. We ghost niggas because we don't want, let me speak for myself, but I know many people could relate probably, but I've ghosted niggas or, and actually, I've ghosted niggas and I've cut it short with niggas, niggas, very early on because ultimately fear has been the root, right? So if I give you my heart, if I give you consistency, if I give you my time, then I'm really going to fall for you and I'm really going to love you or like you and my heart's going to be open for you, and then you have control over my feelings. Then if you wanted to leave me and hurt me and abuse me, I'm giving you access to do so. So you know what? I'm going to do anything I can to avoid that because I'm afraid of that. And that's a place of fear. And then some people may think, well, that's good, right? You're able to protect yourself from being hurt. Yes and no. I think life is about risk. It's about chances. It's about going there. It's about taking a leap of faith. You know, we should be able to do what we want and not feel like I might get hurt. Oh, I'm going to get hurt. That's always a possibility. And what's also a possibility is being loved fully, being seen fully, being accepted, being heard. All of that is so beautiful. And just think about that, speaking of, is putting a smile on my face. So that's beautiful. Anyway, let's move on. These wet ass pussy conversations got me going. I did not expect to talk about it for 15 minutes. I do want to talk about some politics and go into Joe Biden, the nigga who the Democrats are pushing to be our next president of the United States of America. And first, let's talk about, I mean, this is so much. There's so much to pull from this past week because he's going off on these basement interviews, okay? He is going off on these basement interviews. And I just want to know one thing. Why is
yes,
that?
And by the way, what you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about different things. Yes, and by the way, what you all know, but
okay, so what the fuck? What the fuck? This is what we're down to, y'all. Like, this is really it. This is our choice. This is our quote unquote way out. And I don't feel enthused. I don't feel hopeful. You know, when Obama was running, he ran off of hope. That shit was the moneymaker. Okay. That's what got him into office. And excuse me, not either one of these candidates, and including Kanye, oh gosh, not either one of them gives you hope. Not either one of them gives you any faith in the future, in the economy, in this society that we're in. Like, we're all fucked. And we gotta choose which one is less fucked. Still fucked, but less fucked. Biden is our quote unquote only hope. At this point, the only reason why Biden is gonna be a vote from me, and even that, saying that out loud sucks, but the only reason why he's gonna be a vote for me is based off of his VP. Whoever he picks for his vice president running mate, I'm essentially voting for this person. He has made a vow to make it a woman, and I think he particularly said a woman of color. I hope he specifically goes with a Black woman, okay? Honestly, any Black woman at this point, not any, but many of the ones who I've seen on the quote-unquote list that's around, so whether it's a Susan Rice, whether it's a Kamala Harris, I'm down for, okay? At this point, I'm voting for the VP. And we need to, I know it's a culture thing to have our president be at the brink of death. What? Why are we voting for niggas who are y'all about to die? And I know that's ageist. That's ageist. An 80-year-old could do the job just as well as a 50 or 40-year-old. No, they can't. Like, can we cut this shit? I know we gotta speak language, right? We gotta be more inclusive. We have to be more accepting of all people and understand that age is just a construct. Yes and no. Okay? You're still about to die. You're about to croak. You need to lay down. It's been 8 hours for you. Like, you can't work a full-time shift. And I know, you know how in at jobs they have a mission statement that says we do not tolerate racism. You know, we have affirmative action here. We do not tolerate any discriminatory practices, whether that's disability, whether that's racial, sexual orientation, religious background, age. Let's be honest. Who are the ones holding these interviews, right? Sometimes they are the white folks. Sometimes they are Black folks, whomever. The point is, we all have our own internalized biases. We all have our own thoughts and opinions about whether said person could do the job effectively. And yes, you have your credentials, you have your qualifications. But sometimes what you see on paper does not always translate well into you being a strong employee here at this spot, at this workplace. I had, in a previous job of mine, hey, what I'm about to say doesn't sound so fucked up, but I'm gonna say it. Okay, so in this previous job of mine, mind you, I work at a school. I worked at a school previous too. I had a colleague who clearly was, I don't know if it was Down syndrome, autism, retardation. I know we can't say retardation anymore, retarded, but that's still technically the medical term. But okay, if you want to get your panties in a bunch. But that nigga had it all. Let's just say that. Down syndrome, Asperger's, like, on the spectrum, nigga had it all. And he was a colleague. He was a colleague, y'all. He was not just a lead teacher, but he was the co-lead teacher in a classroom. And I think about the statement of this workplace, do not discriminate against any groups of people. I think about that and I feel like he was just performative for the workplace, just for the job to say, see, look, we don't discriminate. Look at this disabled ass motherfucker in our job. Like, this nigga was disabled as fuck. And I don't know his credential background. I really don't know. I'm sure he had an education, right? He made a little bit this far, right? But the point is, what he had on paper still didn't translate well, because has all my fellow teachers know, when you apply to a teaching job, not only do you have an interview, but you have a mock classroom that you have to give a lesson to. Okay, the purpose of that is not just to see if this teacher, it's not just to see if you can deliver this lesson, is to see if you can teach in this environment. It's to see if the classroom, the demographic here, can respect you as their teacher if we so choose to hire you. Okay. And so it's not just about being knowledgeable about your content. There's a lot of people out here, whether they're teachers or not, who know how to write an essay, who know how to teach people how to write an essay. You don't necessarily need to have a teaching background or specific degree for me to trust that you know how to do some of the things that I do. And that's no shade. Like, I'm so grateful for my master's degree in my school, my schooling years, all that was great. But the point is, sometimes when you have all the credentials and you're in the classroom, you're so good at teaching the content. That's great and all, but you also need to be good at knowing how to teach, like knowing how to deliver this lesson, knowing how to be engaging, knowing how to be disciplinary, knowing how to just serve in the classroom, knowing how to own the classroom. If you don't know how to be an authority figure, you can't be in the classroom. The fuck you doing here for? Huh? You cowering in the corner because you're afraid of these Black kids, and you're the 1 out of the 10 white teachers here, and you're afraid of the Black culture, and you get hurt because a Black kid in the corner who's typically loud, quote unquote, who's typically always got a joke to say, said a joke about your shoes, and now you want to cry under your desk. I have so many white colleagues who have cried under their desk. I can't make that up. Hey, and I come from a standpoint of being compassionate. I'm compassionate still, but it's also about like, okay, cool. You know how to teach, or you know about this content, right? You know about math. You have a math degree. You have an English degree. That's great and all. You have a science degree. But do you know how to teach in this environment? And before we bring you into this environment, I need you to know how to be with Black kids for a little bit. Anyway, where was I going with this? All I was saying that he was disabled as fuck. Let's just say that. Yeah, I know I'm talking from an ableist language, but he couldn't control the classroom. He couldn't control the classroom. He was freaked out every second. There were so many accommodations that we had to do for him that I'm sure was not helpful to his condition. Okay. Yes, he could be a teacher, but let it be in a different environment. That's the point. That's the point I'm saying. You could be Asperger's and be a teacher, but you got to be teaching in a specific environment that works best for your whole self. Like now we got to turn down the lights and speak in a whisper voice because you got Asperger's. The fuck? Like you're coming into our environment now. We got to change it up for you. I don't like that. I know I'm sounding privileged, but something to consider. Where was I going with that? I don't remember. The point is Joe Biden is the choice that's given to us, and Kanye's taking the votes from him, and Trump is looking like he'll be it. I feel like we're all freaking out. A lot of people who I see on my Instagram, I'm not gonna say this person's name, but she is very vocal on Instagram. She was on a talk show. She's a Black woman. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not gonna say names anymore because some people might come across this and be like, oh. But that's all I'm gonna say about her. But she was talking about one time, it was a tweet that Donald Trump tweeted yet again, and he said something about delaying his stay at the White House and possibly delaying the votes, and like speaking in a way like, I'm not leaving, pretty much like, y'all can't kick me out, I'll leave when I want to. And she was responding to that, and she was crying, y'all. She was crying on the phone. Okay, my phone was I was looking at a woman crying over a tweet and feeling like the world was falling down. And I get it. We're in a crazy time right now. This pandemic is still here. There's cases rising, and there's a lot of things that we don't know what to believe. Like that Black woman doctor who is, I don't know what type of African she is, but, she's saying hydroxychloroquine is the cure for COVID-19, and some people are for it. Some people look at her as a laughing stock, and all these. We're living in a fucked up time. I get it, but I feel like some things we have to use common sense for. Donald Trump doesn't have the power to delay the votes. Like, can we just talk? And maybe he does. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I could be wrong. Shit. Damn, if I'm wrong, then that sucks, right? Then I'm freaking out too. No, I could be wrong, but I feel like essentially what I'm saying is we freak out over things that shouldn't be freaked out about. I'm not going to freak out over a tweet by Donald Trump. Donald Trump has said many things that I don't agree with, that I think is like so crazy, but we enmesh ourselves in this culture where we're so hypersensitive, y'all. Calm down. And I know we shouldn't tell Black women to calm down or to relax. I get that. That's a trigger. But as a Black woman, calm down. Okay? Calm down. Anyway, so what's up with Joe Biden? He ended up responding or clarifying what he meant by that video that I just played. And he still didn't make any sense, honestly. I mean, he still didn't make sense with why he said what he said. So his tweet says, earlier today, I made some comments about diversity in the African American and Latino communities that I want to clarify. In no way did I mean to suggest the African American community is a monolith. So why did you say it though? Like, that's the thing I don't understand. People say, no, I didn't mean this. I didn't. But you exactly said what that meant, right? You just said, unlike the African American community, the Latino community is diverse. So that's exactly what that means. Like, that doesn't make any. This doesn't make sense, sir. Are you here? We need to stop. Oh, that's why I brought up the whole disability thing. I forgot. My point is, we do these performative acts, right? Because we want to show and prove to people, see, look, we're progressive. And we need to reimagine what a president looks like in the United States. We need to reimagine that a president does not need to be an old as fuck corpse anymore. We need to move forward from that. Okay? We need to normalize, hey, our next president could be in his or her 40s, 50s. We should have an age limit. Maybe we should do that. Maybe that's too arbitrary. But the point is, if you're 70 and up, and I love Bernie Sanders, but then I think it was old too, but he wasn't as old and as brittle as a Joe Biden. I don't understand. Like, what happened to Uncle Joe? Uncle Joe had the cookout invite. Uncle Joe, I was going over to his house for some tea, Uncle Joe. What happened to him? I don't understand. And that's just a testament that white men age terribly. God damn, and Black men age like wine, baby. Like, Obama could still get these hands. So what do we... So he goes on to say that there's another quick clip I want to show y'all that just made me cringe.
Have you taken a cognitive
No, I haven't taken a test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man. That's like saying you, before you got in this program, you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not. What do you think, huh? Are you a junkie?
What do you say to President Trump?
Why are we talking about cocaine, Joe Biden? Joe Biden, why are we talking about cocaine? I mean, at this point, are you okay? And I feel like we're the laughing stock because it's this Democratic Party that's pushing him on us, that they have to realize, yeah, he ain't all the way there either, girl. Like, this can't just be in my head. I feel like I'm being gaslit. Like, y'all see the same things, right? I'm not going crazy. He's not in his right mind. He can't do the job. So instead of us trying to be the America that's, I'm going to be performative, I'm going to be progressive, I'm going to elect or nominate or vote for a man who clearly is not cognitively there, who clearly can't find the words to say correctly what he needs to say, who clearly don't have the thought process well circulating in his mind, who's just fucked up. And it has a lot to do with his age. And I'm not saying how old is Joe Biden? In his 70s? I'm not saying all 70-year-olds are like this, right? But I'm saying some of them are. And that is in due to the fact that they are at a particular age, right? So going back to that colleague of mine who was disabled, I feel like it was just a performative gesture from my previous workplace, because it was just, look at us. We are progressive. Whenever I would visit that classroom, kids would be on the walls. Okay? Kids were under desk, running on his desk, running around, throwing things at him. And it's like, why'd y'all invite him? Hey, invite him. Why'd y'all hire him? That's what I meant to say. Y'all, this was a lot. But I think there's just, 2020, baby, 2020. I wanted to talk about something else. Do I have time? But let me just say this. People, the friends in your life are mirrors of who you are. And I know that's a harsh reality. That's a harsh truth to accept. But I realized that most of the friends I have, whether that's present, whether that's past, are reflections of me in some form or fashion. And I think about past romantic relationships, past romantic situationships. They have been mirrors of who I am. And you may think, well, then why didn't it work out? Why did this friendship not last? Why did this relationship hurt me so badly? Because this person may have revealed a truth about yourself through their own action that has now frustrated you, right? That has now made you feel uncomfortable. And so sometimes when we're uncomfortable, what do? We avoid, we shut down, we ignore, we dismiss friends who remind us of our lower self. So I'm going to end it there. I'm going to add more detail into a future episode, but I wanted to just leave that as a little chicken nugget for y'all, because sometimes when we find problems in our friendships, because there is something in there that is a mirror of who you are. And now you have to really look within yourself and see what is that. And all of this is really just your own self-work. That's why I'm such an advocate for self-reflection, sitting down with yourself, journaling, praying, just sitting in silence and realizing, who are you? What makes you who you are? Why do you act this way? Why are you quick to shut down? Why are you quick to get angry? Why are you quick to get defensive? What is that from? Where is that from? So, and when we see that in our partner, right? Maybe our partner quickly shuts down, quickly has an attitude, and you get so annoyed with that. Like, damn, why are you always like that? Why can't we just have a conversation? Because maybe you're the same way. Huh? Maybe he's showing you who you are. She is showing you who you are. And so we have to just have more grace with ourselves more and sit back and realize, damn, maybe I'm the toxic one too. I'm not saying the other person is not toxic. Yes. I am saying they are toxic too. Don't get it twisted. But I'm saying also, you also attract who you are. I know that's a little uncomfortable, just like pussy. but you are who you attract in some way, form, or fashion. Okay, so I want you to leave with that and resonate. Hopefully that resonates, and it could unravel something that needs to be unraveled within yourself so you could be your own best self. Okay, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys again for tuning in. I encourage you all to please, if you haven't yet, to like, share, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and SoundCloud. Also, please follow God Built This Podcast at God Built This Pod on Instagram. I appreciate all the support and feedback I've received, and just love people just reaching out with their commentaries on whatever I said, because I go in and out on different topics, and I have an agenda. I always come prepared, but I go in these rants and I go on these tangents, but it's all for a larger point, and I'm so grateful that it resonates with somebody out there. So thank you guys for reaching out. I encourage it all. My DMs are open, but not to you thirsty niggas. But if you're a thirsty nigga who's fine as fuck, it's always open for y'all. Peace. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of God Built This Podcast with your host, Maxine. Be sure to leave a review, give me 5 stars, and of course, subscribe. Also, follow God Built This Podcast on Instagram at God Built This Pod. God bless.